Welcome back to the show. Let's go to line number 2. Say good morning to the Director of External Affairs for the Memorial University Students' Union. That's Nicolas Keough. Nicolas, you're on the air.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. What's on your mind this morning?
Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about the Glenn Barnes situation that I know has been in the national news recently. And Munsu, we've decided as an organization to call for his removal from the Board of Regents as chair and just as a member of the board. We are following the PC party provincially in doing so, and I know there's been a lot of concern from different student groups, as well as MUNFA has also released a statement just inquiring about the investigation that's currently happening. And yeah, I wanted to give kind of the listeners some information on what's been happening. So on June 22nd, which is 2 days after an email campaign was started by MUN Students for Palestine, there was an email that over 100 students and community members and faculty sent emails to the Board of Regents, so each member of the Board of Regents, as part of this email campaign, asking them to divest and asking them to call an emergency meeting of the Board of Regents. And what the chair of the board did, Glenn Barnes, he actually sent the email that he received from a 35-year-old community member, alumnus of MUN, not even a current student. He sent that to her father. And he was then met with pushback from her father. Then he doubled down, saying that he wanted parents to know what their kids were doing and that they should grow up. And since then, MUN has unfortunately been in the national news because there is now an investigation happening over privacy concerns and a breach of confidentiality and potentially breaking the code of conduct of the Board of Regents. And so we're really worried about this and what it means for the university's reputation as a whole.
Isn't the investigation concluded and the outcome was Mr. Barnes has been told as former discipline to take privacy training? And just so I have this all straight, are you saying that Munsu thinks that Glenn Barnes should step down from his position as chair, remove himself from the Board of Regents over this email issue?
Yes. So the investigation is not concluded. The first investigation is concluded that required him to take the privacy training, but there is still an investigation happening with the Provincial Privacy Commission, and there's also an investigation into the code of conduct and the fact that he seemingly broke this code of conduct with this confidentiality issue. So there are definitely things that could still happen. And yeah, we are concerned about this. Similar to the PC party, we want him to either remove himself or be removed by the rest of the board from the Board of Regents, because we're concerned not only about this breach of confidentiality, although it is seemingly pretty egregious. We're also concerned about the language that he used in terms of saying that he wanted parents to know what their kids are doing. It really felt as though to students that felt as though a complete dismissal of concerns, not only just from students, but from the general population of the province. And that doesn't really align with what we think the chair of the Board of Regents should be doing or the way that they should be acting. And we also feel as though we've been talking with students and we've been hearing their perspectives, and a lot of students feel as though he is not really caring about student well-being in this situation. He's dismissing the concern that is really serious about what's happening and the university's investments. He's dismissing it as, just a run-of-the-mill issue, when it actually does really impact a lot of students who are from the affected region, students who are Palestinian or Arab or Muslim. And we're really concerned specifically that he's not showing the level of care that he needs to show for these students. And the chair of the Board of Regents should care about students' well-being, and that's not really what we're seeing.
Maybe I'm missing part of the story, because there might be different investigations that replicate the initial investigation, because we know it happened. It's not like there's any gray areas left. So when the investigation was concluded, there should be a very fundamental approach to whether or not that breached the code of conduct. So I don't know what else they're investigating, because we know full well exactly what happened.
Honestly, I agree. I don't really know what needs to be investigated, because you're right. If a privacy breach was already confirmed by the first investigation, it doesn't really seem as though there's any doubt that the code of conduct was also breached, because there is a line in the code of conduct that specifically states that you can't do what he did.
I'm not trying to split hairs, but everybody else can investigate the exact same thing to come up with the exact same conclusion, and how that applies to codes of conduct, or whether or not that constitutes that he should no longer be a member of the board and/or the chair. I guess we'll see what the other investigations conclude, but I can't imagine it's going to be a whole lot different or a whole lot more additional information gleaned, because it's pretty clear what happened here. And yeah, Nicolas, anything else before I sneak one more call on before we run out of time this morning?
No, nothing. I just I wanted to give a call out to the members of the Board of Regents specifically that it's really important to students, for the sake of the university. We're seeing a lot of reputational harm come to this university over the last 2 years, and it's really important that we stop it now. We don't have people in these positions that are going to humiliate the university on a national stage.
I appreciate the time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.